Is this your pen, Thomas?
No, that's it was on the thing there.
Okay. Real quick, guys, if you want to get more pizza or food, we're going to start in about 3 minutes. So 7:30, we'll get this thing started.
Test, test. Okay.
All right, if everybody is done eating, if you'd take your seats, I think we're going to get started. Oh, we're going to wait for Amanda to throw your garbage. Okay. Oh, you're killing me. Okay. All right. Well, welcome again, everybody. Thank you for coming. Awarding the Eagle is an important and serious matter. It is the goal Thomas has been pursuing for several years. It is the culmination of the efforts of Thomas, their parents, and their Scouts leaders. So with your support tonight, I would like to formally recognize Thomas's journey to Eagle Scout. Congratulations, Thomas. I call upon one of Troop 208's senior patrol leaders, Jackson Long. Where is Jackson? There's Jackson. To please come forward to call to order this court of honor and lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance as well as the Scout Oath and Scout Law.
Please rise for the presentation of colors and remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance. Color guard, forward march. Color guard, halt. Color guard, post the colors. Scout salute. Those not in uniform, place your right hand over your heart. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. 2. Color guard, about face. Color guard, forward march. Color guard, halt. Color guard, dismiss. You may be seated.
Good evening. I am Mr. Blevins, Scoutmaster for Troop 208. A flag is an honored symbol of a nation's unity, its hopes, achievements, glory, and successes. The flag of the United States is such a symbol. It represents freedom, bravely fought for and toughly won. It represents the ideal of protection under the Constitution of the rights and privileges of all Americans. It represents the ideal of the promises of fulfillment for all Americans, all their hopes, their principles, and ideals. It is also a symbol of their duty, of all their citizens to serve in the time of need, to speak out for what each considers right, and to help correct under the law that which is honestly believed to be wrong. Through the ages, our society has developed character, courage, and strength by devotion to the symbol it has believed in. The colors of our flag of the United States provide such symbols. The red of my flag is the lifeblood of brave men ready to die or worthy to live for this, our country. The white of my flag is for purity, cleanliness of purpose, thought, word, and deed. The blue of my flag is for faith and loyalty, like the eternal blue of the star-filled heavens. Jackson?
Scouts and Scouters, please stand and join me in the Scout Oath. Scout on. On my honor, I will do my best to do my duty to God and my country and to obey the Scout law, to help other people at all times, to keep myself physically strong, mentally awake, and morally straight. Please join me in the Scout law. Scout is trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, and reverent. 2. This Eagle Scout Court of Honor is now in session. Please be seated.
For those of you who don't know me, I'm Dr. Susan Smolin, or Mrs. Bigelow, or Ms. Smolin, or whatever you want to call me. I have a lot of names. I'm one of the committee members. I'm one of the co-treasurers with my husband, Mr. Bigelow. It's truly my pleasure to be the co-master of ceremonies for this Eagle Court of Honor recognizing the achievements of Thomas. Tonight, we have the honor and pleasure of recognizing Thomas for achieving the rank of Eagle Scout. Their parent and Scout leaders have labored long and faithfully to develop Thomas towards responsible citizenship through the Scout program. Their efforts now culminate in the presentation of the Eagle Award. I would now like to invite our charter organization representative, Mr. J.P. Harkins, there he is, to speak.
Good evening. We've added an extra speech here at the last minute, so I'm going to make this flow as smoothly as I can. Those of you who know me know that I am a numbers person. Planning, logistics, so much can come out of looking at numbers. In all, 24 men flew to the moon. Of those 24, 21 were Scouts, 3 were Eagles. Of those 24 men, only 12 set foot on the lunar surface. Of the 12, 11 were Scouts, 2 were Eagles, 2 were Life Scouts, 2 were First Class, 2 were Second Class, 2 were Tenderfoot, and 1 was a Cubby. NASA lists the colleges and universities astronauts attend. NASA lists military service, hometowns, states of birth, but with the possible exception of a generic category of public schools or gender, no category of astronauts is larger than the category of scouting experience. If anyone were advising a young person on how to become an astronaut, they would be remiss if they did not advise him or her to join scouting. 3 things were reinforced to me in tracking these figures down. 1, I learned once again that true stories most often carry great value, more so than stories people make up or assume. Secondly, I reestablished that the scouting program by itself carries great value, with or without a scout having attained the rank of Eagle. We know that not all moonwalkers are in the Eagle rank, but we also noticed that no flight ever went over the moon without at least 2 scouts aboard. 3 of the 24 lunar Voyagers are Eagles, 1 out of 8, 12.5%. 2 of the dozen who actually set foot on the moon are Eagles, 1 out of 6, 16.7%. 11 of the moonwalkers were Scouts, 91.7%. 21 of 24 lunar voyages were Scouts, 87.5%. While it is not necessary to be an Eagle to walk on the moon, it certainly seemed to help, as 2 of the 3 Eagle Scouts that went to the moon were moonwalkers. Simply having scouting experience seemed to be the biggest help. There may be some magic in youth having taken the oath that carries them through the rest of their lives and spurs them to do daring and great things. That is important. A trend begins to emerge. Scouting by itself, without earning the highest rank, provides great value. When a youth signs up for scouting, they sign on for fun, adventure of a lifetime that often leads to a lifetime of adventures. The venturesome spirit carries on well past their scouting years. The story of Jim Lovell might carry some great weight with scouts. Lovell was the only person to have gone to the moon twice, once on Apollo 8, once on Apollo 13, but never set foot on it. He was set to walk on the moon as he was the commander of Apollo 13, but whose near disaster was chronicled in a movie of the same name. Among other lessons that might be pulled out of the story, when your moon-bound spaceship explodes or loses power on the way to the moon, it's often good to have an Eagle Scout handy. As I was discussing these numbers with a friend when I wrote this speech, he asked me whether the numbers would discourage scouts from working for any rank advancement since just being a scout seemed to carry such weight. This should not discourage Eagles nor discourage any scout from working to get Eagle rank. Look at it this way. Eagle Scouts, please stand. Every scout who earns an Eagle has done what 10 of the 12 who walked on the moon did not do. Perhaps they could not do it. 9 more moonwalkers started on the path to Eagle, but did not finish or could not finish. Not every Eagle can go to the moon, but every Eagle has already won the award that most of those who did go to the moon wish they had. In the circles of corporate and government leadership, character, what it is, how to get it, is what concerns people. What sort of character does it take to go to the moon? Every scout has a glimpse of what is required, and every Eagle can say, I know what it takes to get such character. I follow my oath and law. That is how to attain the character of an Eagle. You may be seated. Thank you. Speech number 2. Scouting is no doubt one of the greatest organizations in the world to foster the ideals of citizenship. There is little wonder that so many of our nation's greatest leaders, statesmen, and achievers had some of their earliest leadership experiences in scouting. The total development from childhood to adulthood depends on physical, mental, and moral growth expressed in the Scout Oath and the Scout Law. The skills are so demanding and the challenges so great that it is not surprising that only a small percentage of Scouts achieve the rank of Eagle. The Eagle Award is the culmination of the efforts of Thomas and their leaders. Thomas has demonstrated that they have held to the spirit of scouting in their daily life and are ready to follow their future Eagle path, adhering to their responsibility to live with honor and maintain the obligations of loyalty, courage, and service. The path to Eagle can be described as a steep trail, where the scout must pass through multiple peaks to reach the summit, that of the Eagle Scout. Officially, the trail starts with a moderate climb that quickly increases in the level of difficulty as a scout achieves the scout and tenderfoot ranks and continues through second and first class ranks. Then the real mountain climbing begins. As the peaks come into view, the first major peak is Star Scout, the second is Life Scout, and finally, for a very select few, Eagle Scout. The path is marked with merit badges, leadership responsibilities, and the practice and mastery of scouting skills and ideals. A scout must earn 21 merit badges in various crafts and skills. 14 of these badges are required by the Scouts program. As you can see with Thomas, they have a few more than the minimum of 21 badges. They have earned a total of 30. A scout must officially serve as a leader within the troop. This typically requires multiple leadership positions. Thomas has served as assistant patrol leader, librarian, historian, assistant senior patrol leader, all for varying term lengths. Each Eagle candidate must plan and supervise an Eagle service project. The service project demonstrates a scout's capability and willingness to focus their leadership ability in activities that are constructive and worthwhile to their community. Thomas's project was redesigning and updating the Lisa Garden website. LISA stands for the Lawton Environmental Study Area, a nature garden of the local Lawton Elementary School. After a scout has completed all requirements for the rank of Eagle, they must be reviewed by an Eagle Board of Review. The board holds the great responsibility of ensuring that the ideals of scouting and the esteem of the Eagle rank are upheld. For the record, Thomas passed.
Thank you, Mr. Harkins. One of Troop 208's Eagle Scouts, Haley Arnold, is now going to come up and discuss Thomas' foundation in scouting of the Scout Oath and the Scout Law. as we begin this Eagle Court of Honor and examine, are you supposed to read this? Yeah. Haley will take over.
As we begin this Eagle Court of Honor and examine the Trail to Eagle, it is fitting that we start with the fundamental principles of scouting, the Scout Oath and Scout Law. I have lit the spirit of scouting candle. Everything in scouting term stems from the Scout spirit. We have just joined together in reciting the oath, and let us begin our ceremony by lighting the candle symbolic of the three parts of the oath. Scout's duty to God and country, duty to others, and duty to self. In scouting, as in most activities of life, there are rules. The rules of scouting are found in the 12 points of the Scout Law. As a candle is lit for each point of the Scout Law that Thomas has followed on their trail to the Eagle, let us pay careful attention to the words that rededicate ourselves to the principles contained in those words. A scout is trustworthy. Thomas tells the truth. They keep their promises. Honesty is part of his code of their conduct. A scout is loyal. Thomas is true to their family, friends, scout leaders, school, and world community. A scout is helpful. Thomas is concerned about other people. They willingly volunteer to help others without expecting anything in return. A scout is friendly. Thomas is a friend to all. They seek to understand others and respect those with ideas and customs that are different from their own. A scout is courteous. Thomas is polite to everyone regardless of age or position. They know that good manners make it easier for people to get along. A scout is kind. Thomas understands that there is strength in being gentle. They treat others as they want to be treated, and they do not harm anything without reason. A scout is obedient. Thomas follows the rules of their family, school, and troop. They obey the laws of their community and country. A scout is cheerful. Thomas looks for the bright side of life. They cheerfully do tasks that come their way and tries to make others happy. A scout is thrifty. Thomas works to pay their way and to help others. They save for the future. They protect and conserve natural resources. A scout is brave. Thomas can face even if they are afraid. They have the courage to speak the truth and admit when they are wrong and apologize for it. They show courage when defending the rights of others. A scout is clean. They keep their body and mind fit and clean. They surround themselves with those who believe in living by the same ideals. They keep their home and community clean. A scout is reverent. Thomas respects the beliefs of others and their own. Now we shall hear the story of Thomas's trail to Eagle. One of Thomas's assistant scoutmasters, Mr. Simpkins, could you please come forward to tell the story of Thomas's journey through scouting?
Tonight, we'll quickly review the path to Eagle as we conduct the lighting of the Eagle Trail ceremony, recognizing the accomplishments of Thomas and his journey from Scout to Eagle Scout. Along that trail, there are 6 steps before that of Eagle, the ranks of scouting that you had to pass on the trail. Thomas, it's fitting that you look back before you go on to other challenges in order to see what you have accomplished. These experiences should not be forgotten. You should benefit from them. Cherish the valuable ones and learn to make the bad ones don't happen again. First trip on that steep trail, at first, you were called Scout by your troop. Remember when you received the Scout badge? You learned the fleur-de-lis shape was to resemble the mariner compass, as it would always point you along the true path towards tonight. It had 3 points, which you learned, like the 3 fingers of the Scout sign, were for the 3 points of the Scout oath. Remember when you took those first steps up the long scouting trail? You began to build yourself physically, mentally, and morally by learning the Scout oath and law. Before you knew it, you were a tenderfoot scout. Your Scout badge was replaced by the badge of a tenderfoot. It still pointed you in the right direction, but added were the 2 stars, which represented the truth and knowledge you had gained in scouting. Also was the bald eagle, our national symbol. You learned from the shield on the eagle's breast that the freedom of America is not without cost and that it must be defended. Soon you set out for another ledge. There you were greeted by the group of second-class scouts of your troop. The second-class badge showed you a scroll with your motto, "Be prepared." The ends of the scroll were turned up in a smile, and that is what you were to do, as the bottom knot reminded you to do a good turn daily, which is the Scout slogan. You found that some second-class scouts had been there for a long time and were content with their achievement. You, however, continued onward. You studied, and before you realized it, you had come to a new ledge, one where the first-class scouts dwell. Your first-class badge showed you that it was time to put everything you had learned thus far together, and that's what you did. You found that the trail to first class had not been all that difficult. You wanted to learn more in scouting, so you continued onward, earning specific skills through merit badges. And your next step was to become a Star Scout. The Star Badge, a golden star, was to symbolize your new role as a leader. You were called upon to be a guiding light in the darkness for those who were to follow. No longer were you just receiving scouting, but now you were expected to teach new skills to others. Now the trail was steeper. Leadership was challenging and also hard work, but you persevered, climbing the steep trail. Soon, it led you to life rank. The badge of life, a pure red heart on a golden field, was to show all the world the path you had chosen. True to the ideals of scouting, you had gained an inner confidence that was to prepare you for the rest of your life. The trail became even tougher, but more interesting. You thought, now I'm close to Eagle. I will carry on. We in Troop 208 have watched you as you have worked towards your Eagle. We've watched your mind develop and your knowledge increase. We have seen you grow in many ways, and now that you're on the threshold of your goal, we welcome you, for you have done your climbing in a scout-like manner. Thomas, please stand here. As an assistant scoutmaster of this troop, it is my judgment that you have fulfilled the requirements to become an Eagle and that you exemplify the idea of scouting. Your conduct along the trail has been excellent. You have rededicated yourself to the principles of scouting, but one more important thing, your future. As an Eagle, you become a guiding light to other scouts below you. You become an example to your community. Remember that people expect more of you. To falter in your duties would not only reflect on you, but your fellow Eagles. The torch you carry is not only yours, but theirs. I'll now call upon Mr. Jason Elmeyer, one of our assistant scoutmasters and an Eagle Scout, to help convey the responsibilities of the Eagle rank to our new candidate.
Good evening. I have the honor to give you the Eagle Scout Charge on the occasion of the elevation to the highest award in scouting. The Scouts of all nations constitute one of the most meaningful and significant movements in the world's history. You have been judged by the Boy Scouts of America as being worthy of this honor. All who know you rejoice in your achievement, your position as well as you well know, is one of honor and responsibility. As an Eagle Scout, you have assumed a solemn obligation to do your duty to God, to country, and to your fellow scouts, and to mankind in general. This is a great undertaking. As you live up to your obligations, you bring honor to yourself and to your brother scouts. America has many good things to give you and your children after you, but these good things depend for the most part on the quality of her citizens. Our country has had a great past. You can help make the future even greater. I charge you to undertake your citizenship with solemn dedication. Be a leader, but lead only toward the best. Lift up every task you do and every office you hold to the highest level of service to God and to your fellow man. Live and serve in such a way that those who know you will be inspired to a finer living. I charge you to be among those who dedicate their hearts, hands, skills, and abilities to the common good. Help to build America's future by continuing to set an example of clean living, honest work, unselfish citizenship, and reverence to God, whatever others may do. You will leave behind you a record of which you may be justly proud. I charge you to enter this Eagle Scout brotherhood holding without reservation and ever before you the ideals of honor and service. By the repetition of the Eagle Scout promise before your fellow members, you will become an Eagle Scout. When you pledge yourself in your sacred honor, you will be sealing your eternal loyalty to the code of the Eagle Scout with the same words which close the Declaration of Independence. Thomas, you have heard the responsibilities of an Eagle Scout. Are you willing to accept these responsibilities and make this promise?
I am.
I invite any and all Eagle Scouts here today to please stand and come forward and stand with Thomas and renew your Eagle Scout promise as Thomas joins your brotherhood. Thank you, Jacob. No problem. Up here. Scout sign. Repeat after me. I reaffirm my allegiance
I reaffirm my allegiance
to the three promises of the Scout Oath.
to the three promises of the Scout Oath.
I thoughtfully recognize and take upon myself
I thoughtfully recognize and take upon myself
the obligation and responsibilities
the obligation and responsibilities
of an Eagle Scout.
of an Eagle Scout.
On my honor, I will do my best
On my honor, I will do my best
to make my training an example,
to make my training an example,
my rank and my influence
my rank and influence,
count strongly for better,
to count strongly for better,
scouting and for better citizenship
scouting for better citizenship
in my troop,
in my troop,
in my community,
in my community,
and in my contacts with other people.
and in my contacts with other people.
To this I pledge my sacred honor.
To this I pledge my sacred honor.
2. Thomas, by the authority vested in the Court of Honor, by the National Council of Boy Scouts of America, and by the recommendations of the persons who have investigated your credentials, your leadership practice, and your character, I have the honor to pronounce you an Eagle Scout. Thomas, please light your candle to complete your scouting trail to Eagle. I'd say all the scouts that sat down, scouts, blow out your candles as Thomas lights theirs and then take their seat. Just your candle, though. Just blow it. All right, Mr. Bleffens.
Thank you, Mr. Elmeyer. Thomas, I would now like to ask your mother and father to come forward. Thomas, your mother and father will now present you your Eagle Award. Thomas Ha, you are to be congratulated for reaching the highest peak of the Eagle Trail. Your diligence and hard work have paid off. It is time to present your Eagle Badge of Rank. You have made Troop 208 very proud. May the qualities that inspire you to this achievement continue to lead you on to even greater success in your life. As an Eagle Scout, the eyes of all scouting, and yes, the eyes of the world will be upon you. The traditions of the Eagle Scout are high. May you live up to those traditions, always guided by the spirit of scouting, represented by the blazing candles before you. The Eagle Badge that you're about to receive is symbolic of this spirit in scouting. There we go. Ms. Ha, please pin the Eagle Badge on your child's chest so that the world may know that they are now an Eagle Scout. Eagle Scout Thomas Hall, please pin the miniature badge over your mother's heart in recognition of her love, encouragement, faith, and trust in your future as an Eagle Scout. May you never disappoint her. Mr. Ha, place the Eagle Scout neckerchief around your child's neck to tell the world you will continue to support them as they grow into a leader. Eagle Scout Thomas, please pin the dad pin on your father's chest. Everyone, I now present to you our newest Eagle Scout.
Mr. J.P. Harkins, will you please come forward?
As we have seen, Thomas has had an accomplished scouting career so far, but they are not done yet, not even for tonight. They have earned a few more trinkets for their uniform. They have earned a total of 30 merit badges, qualifying them for an Eagle Palm Awards. Eagle Palms are not considered ranks, but rather degrees of the Eagle Scout rank. The palm is awarded for every 5 merit badges completed over the required 21 for the rank of Eagle. The first 5 additional merit badges earns a bronze palm. The second 5 merit badges earns a gold palm. The third 5 merit badges earns a silver Eagle Palm. With Thomas's total of 30 merit badges, he will be awarded a bronze palm tonight. Congratulations, Thomas. He is getting something else, too. He is getting a canoeing badge. Here's the fun part. The date on this, August 20th, 2018. It's been missing. Okay.
At this time, I would like to invite Mr. Bigelow up for a couple of presentations.
Good evening, everyone. I would like to present Thomas with their first Eagle Scout certificate. And with the flag, which was flown over the Capitol. And then letters of appreciation. Congratulations.
Thank you, Mr. Bigelow. Now we come to what has become a tradition in Troop 208's Eagle Courts of Honor. This is where one of the troop moms reads a poem and sees if they can make it through without crying. Mrs. Ha, you have the honors tonight. Apparently, there's a piece of carrot cake waiting for you in the kitchen. If you can make it through, good luck.
Carrot cake woman. All right. It's only a pin. A fond mother watches her son where he stands, apart from his comrades tonight, and see placed on his camp-battered tunic a badge, an eagle, the emblem of right. It seems to her just a few short months have passed since he joined with the youngsters next door. How proud he was then of his tenderfoot pin as they told of the message it bore. But the years have gone as he struggled along to learn what the Scouts' law about. He practiced them daily, that oath and that law. Don't make me do it again, Miss Pat. Okay. All right. Can you hear me now? Okay. All right. I'll try it again. All right. All right. I'll try it again. I lost my place, Miss Pat. Okay. Okay. Thank you. But the years have gone as he struggled along to learn what the Scout law's about. He practiced them daily, that oath and that law, until now he's an Eagle Scout. You may smile with your worldly wise wisdom at this and say, why, it's only a pin. But I tell you, no honors he'll gain as a man will mean quite as much to him. The red, white, and blue of the ribbon you see are symbols of honor and truth. He has learned how to value these fine attributes in the glorious days of youth. And the outflinging wings of the eagle that rests on the breast of this knight today are the things which shall lift him above petty deeds and guide him along the right way. Yes, it's only a pin, just an Eagle Scout badge, but the heart that's beneath it is true. Will throb to the last for the things that are good, a lesson for me and for you. I get it.
Thank you, Mrs. Ha. And I think you earned that piece of carrot cake. So far, Thomas has been pretty quiet tonight, but now it is their turn to have the microphone. Our guest of honor, Eagle Scout Thomas Ha, the floor is yours.
Yay, 3-hour history speech. Let's go. Okay. Okay. You can hear me, right? Now I can, yeah. Okay, cool. So I don't really like giving speeches, especially to large audiences. It's not fun. And be quite honest, I like giving lectures on history. So, but I'll spare you all a lengthy history lesson and just read an interesting quote from a guy named T. Lawrence. Very interesting individual, very much ahead of his time. Probably worth a Google. So, not right now though. All right, so the quote comes from their most recognizable work, 7 Pillars of Wisdom, and reads as follows. Those of you who have played Uncharted 3 probably know this. All right. All men dream, but not equally. Those who dream by the night in the dusty recesses of their minds awake to find it was vanity. But the dreamers of the day are dangerous men, for they will act their dream with open eyes to make it possible. This I did. Woo! All right, interpret that how you will. For the sake of saying that you were mildly inspired by this crash of a speech, we'll say that it means something along the lines of act out your dreams and be a dreamer of the day. Woo! So, yeah. All right, so putting this aside, I'd like to thank all of you for being a part of my life, and both assistant scoutmasters and committee members such as Mr. Harkins for introducing me to scouting in the first place, Mrs. Pat for helping me complete probably half of these merit badges, probably more, and also teaching me the square knot, and Dr. Smolin, Mr. Bigelow for being positive and supportive mentors, the Blevinses for providing me an example of excellent servant leadership, the Arnolds for supporting and providing guidance in my Eagle journey, the Whites for always being prepared, and Mr. Long for having a great sense of humor, and Mr. Simpkins for his wisdom, Mr. Almeyer for being the best of dealing with homesickness, especially at summer camp, and Mr. Utzler for the experience he brings to the Scouts of the Troop, and Mr. Larson for his generosity. And of course, I'd like to thank my parents for being the greatest influence in my life, for guiding me where I am today, and for providing me with the skills I need for the future and looking over my shoulder while I was writing this sentence. Yeah. Okay. All right, so now I'd like to call up Mr. Arnold, Mr. Harkins, Mr. Almeyer, Mr. Blevins, and Miss Pat and Mrs. Arnold to receive their Eagle Mentor pins. Woo! Excitement.
Thank you, Tom.
So thank you for coming here tonight to support me or for the free food. Who knows? Not me. And I'm going to turn it back over to him. So, yeah.
Yeah, don't take all of them. Mr. Jackson Long, I would like to invite you up. You may now retire the colors and close the ceremony.
Everyone, please rise for the retiring of the colors. Color guard, forward march. Color guard, halt. Scout salute. Those not in uniform, place your right hand over your heart. Please retrieve the colors. Two. Color guard, about face. Color guard, dismiss. You may be seated.
Before we end this Eagle Court of Honor, I would like to call up Miss Blevins again to present our closing prayer. Miss Blevins?
Congratulations, Thomas. All right, a scout is reverent. Heavenly Father, thank you so much for this day, Lord. We just adore you. As an Eagle Scout Court of Honor marks the end of one journey and the commitment to another, a commitment to better scouting where all may participate, and a commitment to better citizenship, and a commitment to be an example of leadership to all. Lord, we just ask that you bless Thomas's future endeavors and walk with him wherever his life takes him. Give him strength and compassion and your wisdom and your love. And Lord, we also ask that all that may gather here be continued to the scouting's ideas, which instruct us to lead better lives. May we also follow your own trails, discovering who you are and striving into the unknown. May God be with each and every one until we meet again. In your precious name, amen.
Thank you, Ms. Blevins. Everyone, this concludes our Eagle Scout ceremony. Thank you for attending and celebrating with us. Please. And the one thing I forgot to announce last time, there's cake. So we'll do the same order as before. Mr. Thomas is going to get to lead us with the cake. Yep. So it'll be guest, adult leaders, ladies scouts, and scouts. Thanks for the fun, guys.